It's no longer news that Nigerian women in appointive and elective positions are underreported both at the national and state levels. This often portrays the females as weak and incompetent, which oftentimes question their credibility to attain such positions. In celebrating Women's History Month, the United States Embassy played host to an array of women in the media, CSO, and in leadership positions to converse and chart a way forward on how to combat this perceived injustice. The report. There are claims in some quarters that Nigerian media often exhibit bias against women in public appointive and elective positions in their reportage. This contrasts with more neutral reporting on men holding similar positions, demonstrating a clear gender bias in media coverage. Such bias draws from and reinforces negative gender norms and hampers the acceptance of women in public appointive positions, whilst also reinforcing gender inequalities.
A recent report by the Nigerian non-governmental organization Development Research and Project Center and the digital platform Align, Advancing Learning and Innovation and Gender Norms, has provided qualitative data on an issue that may previously had not been understood, that the Nigerian media often portray women in appointive government positions in a biased and often negative way. The study found that women are often depicted as weak, incompetent, and lacking credibility, while their male counterparts receive more neutral and factual coverage. This is not just a matter of fairness. It has real consequences for women's participation in governance.
In a recent report carried out by Development Research Project Center, Dr. Judith Ann Walker, who is the coordinator of all the RPC's program, gave insight to the report while the panelists discussed complex interplay of gender norms, media narrative in the experience of women occupying appointive positions in Nigeria.
Were disengaged from appointive positions. The media tended to report very heavily on personal and ascriptive content. Their beauty, ascriptive, who they are, You're talking about a woman who has been disengaged. And the conversation is that I went to interview her and I found I loved her wig. And what's the importance? Also, women who are disengaged, the media talked about them torridly, clearly, unequivocally as incompetent. There's no balance that this is the charge and this is the response. Incompetent. The words that are used, the media person infers and puts themselves in the position of judge and jury. Incompetent. The women are also unfit for the position. Also what you see in the media narratives, they are rude, they're disobedient, they're emotional, they're not humble enough, they're unstable. This is a content analysis. This is what we found when we drilled down deep and we did the analysis.
Because until we are deliberate about this thing, if we allow the circumstances around our immediate environment, and particularly the newsroom environment, definitely won't be able to push this conversation more.
What we are prioritizing right now is collaboration. It is such a buzzword, but we are not just making it a buzzword. We are walking the talk in the gender space. We are teaching ourselves how to collaborate more. It's not easy.
This training should be incorporated to, for journalists in terms of how you report, the language you use while reporting women. This should be consistently emphasized.
I just want our women to prepare themselves because you will always meet stormy weathers. Be prepared to give it to them.
It is now imperative to address the challenges facing women in appointive and elective positions through a comprehensive approach in key areas such as media portrayal, training, political intervention, and research initiatives. A focus on these four aspects would enable a more equitable and informed decision-making process and improve the overall representation and treatment of all appointees, regardless of their gender. Observers say one way to ensure women in appointive and elective positions are adequately reported is for them to set up a media relation team to help manage events in their ministries, departments, and agencies.